aftermath of Hurricane Delta, more than 300,000 customers are still without power.
Out of control wildfires scorching California. More than 2 million acres have burned so far this year.
Homes and property across South Sudan submerged under muddy water.
The chaos in Puerto Rico, a 6.4 earthquake and multiple aftershocks rocking the island just a day after a 5.8 earthquake.
Indonesia's Mount Sinabang erupted again today, launching a huge column of ash 5 kilometers into the sky.
The climate crisis is the greatest and most complex challenge that Homo sapiens have ever faced.
None of this is a coincidence, because climate change is not a coincidence or a scientific anomaly. Climate change is a consequence. It is a consequence of our unsustainable way of life, because it is unsustainable to organize our society as we have, centered on prioritizing personal gain and profit over any and all human or planetary considerations.
Stop giving power to people who don't believe in science, or worse than that, pretend they don't believe in science for their own self-interest.
The people in power continue to ignore us and to ignore the current best available science. How dare they?
We have seen a pattern with this administration, which is they don't believe in science.
It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Well, I don't think science knows, actually.
In case we have forgotten, because we keep hearing that 2014 has been the warmest year on record, I asked the chair, you know what this is? It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out.
We should have clear actions, an agreed plan, and a roadmap for the year of action. But we do not. So why is the Prime Minister failing so spectacularly to measure up to the scale of the climate crisis that this country, and indeed this planet, is facing?
We are delivering for the people of this country. We are reducing greenhouse gas. All he would produce, I'm afraid, is a load of hot air.
This country isn't meeting its target, and it isn't due to meet its target, and I think the Prime Minister should recognise that.
As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way, as if it were a fiction. As if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we all know better than that now. Every week we're seeing new and undeniable climate events, evidence that accelerated climate change is here right now. Droughts are intensifying, our oceans are acidifying, with methane plumes rising up from the ocean floor. We are seeing extreme weather events and the West Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets melting at unprecedented rates, decades ahead of scientific projections. None of this is rhetoric, and none of it is hysteria. It is fact. The scientific community knows it, industry knows it, governments know it, even the United States military knows it.